the heavyweight champion of the world.
Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Wage, that wrestling, anime, gaming enthusiast. Here today, talk a little bit of anime slash manga because it is Sunday, the 1st of August, and I am back to read One Piece. Did not read chapter 1019 last week because I was doing a little vacay with the family, but your boy's back and I'm going to read chapter 1019, chapter 1020. I'll leave some timestamps in the description if you want to skip chapter 1019. But without further ado, let's hop right into this. And we got a nice little cover spread here, and I guess this is a kind of a, well, we've known Jinbei's been a Straw Hat in the manga for a while now, but maybe this is just for the anime people, like a welcome to the Straw Hats Jinbei, because we got Usopp and Brook and Luffy riding on Jinbei, and then we look like we got some more. They're all look like whale sharks, and which I believe Jinbei is supposed to be a whale shark. Or is he a killer whale? Not sure. I think he's supposed to be a whale shark, not a killer whale, but could be wrong on that. And then we have I just noticed Sanji is trying to jump towards Nami and Robin, and they can see him. They're not really paying him much attention. And then yeah, Franky's up there chilling, Zoro's chilling, doing his thing. So yeah, this is a fun little cover spread. All right, so chapter 1019, Heliceratops. All right, I'm guessing this one has to do with Sasaki, although I thought he was a Triceratops. But yeah, let's keep reading. All right, so performance floor inside the castle. We see Queen. Looks like he has a beam coming from his claw. And then Sanji's like, tech of fire lasers again and again. I bet Franky would love to get his hands on that. Oh, is this some foreshadowing? Is Franky gonna get lasers one day? Because if he does, that's gonna be really dope. Anyway, let's keep reading. Hey, you're going pretty deep. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just these bandages are so thick. Take them off before you inject me. Ah, good point. Well, here goes. Are you sure this? So Zoro is just got the injection from Tristan and Miyagi. It looks like there's some people protecting Tristan and Miyagi while they heal Zoro. And then so we see Law's submarine. So on the polar tang at sea near Wano. Come back to us, Straw Hat. Damn it. If only the captain were here. And then I don't know what to do for him. He's already spit up all the water, right? Straw Hat, open your eyes, man. Should we give him some pills? No, an injection. His face is so pale. What should we do? We get cough. And then Luffy's like, meat. And they're like, what? And then Or in Luffy's words, you know, in Japanese for all the anime subs, Meshi. Alright, but so now we're back on the Skull Dome, Onigashima, Right Brain Tower. And we got, no, stop. Why are the headliners doing this? Leave these guys to us. You take out Sasaki, Iron Bro. And then, so you came back, huh? You guys were his underlings, right? And then, hey, Armor Division, just because you're under the effect of enemy powers doesn't mean this isn't treason. And then, huff, huff, man, you're tough though. I swear I've dealt you the finishing blow a couple times already, Franky says. And then, yo, Sasaki is looking kind of cool in this Triceratops form, but I guess this is Heliceratops. But that means 4. No, Hella is what, 8 horn? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. And then Sasaki tells Franky, I'd say the same to you. Your resilience is proving to be obnoxious. Now get out of my way. And then, we got Sasaki in hybrid form. He's like, apparently all of your followers are on the performance floor. All of our followers on the performance floor turn coat on us too. I'll slaughter anyone who dares to stand in my path, Sasaki says. Now move. And then, so Sasaki has some kind of mechanical sword. And it says trick mechanism. Oh, screw sword. So his sword kind of turned into like a drill almost. And then Franky's like, that freaking sword again. Well, I'm not stepping back. I don't know what happened that caused our enemies to switch sides, but they don't seem to mean any harm. They're my pals now. And then they're like, hey, Iron Bro, you want help? And then Franky's like, nah, I'm good. You help someone else. And then, ha ha ha. What a laugh. Well, the fewer the people in my way, the better, Sasaki says. I suppose no one in the area is on my side anymore. And then Franky's like, huh? That thing spins? What the? Is that how dinosaurs work? Oh, wait, the neck part of him is spinning? Okay, yeah, it was spinning the last panel too. That is weird. He gotta be some kind of cyborg or something. That don't make no sense. And then you got some beast pirates and they're like, that technique, watch out, Iron Bro. And then Sasaki's like, you idiots, worry about yourselves first. And then, I guess it's Heliceratops because he's flying with the spinning neck thing. That is why, like a helicopter Triceratops. Okay, that is why we got the chapter title Heliceratops. Alright, so Sasaki just cut up a whole bunch of beast pirates. And then Franky's like, you guys! And they're like, and then Franky blocks it. And then it looks like he deflects something. And then Franky's like, what kind of mobility is that? I wasn't expecting an air battle. And then Sasaki's like, this is what a Triceratops does. No, that is not what a Triceratops does, Sasaki. And then Franky's like, wow, I had no idea. That propeller really speeds you to an extreme level. And then you hear his next or that back part of the Triceratops spinning. It's like thrum, thrum. And then Franky's like, he's gonna charge me at that speed. And he's like, do your worst. Iron Shield. Or no, do your worst. General Shield, Franky says. And then, huh? And then, wait, he just rotated that propeller the wrong way and went in reverse on accident, didn't he? And then Sasaki, and he's blushing, and he says, runaway space acquired. And then Franky's like, liar. All right. And then Sasaki's like, shut up. The more room I have to speed up, the greater the force. And then Sasaki dashes at Franky. Bullet Triceratops. Alright, so he dashes at him like a bullet. And then Franky's like, uh-oh, he's gonna set off my shoulder-loaded rockets. And it looks like he did. And then take this. And what is happening on this panel right here? Oh, Franky suplex. Yeah, he grabbed him. He's about to suplex him. All right, yeah, Franky's head's upside down. Sasaki is making the face. And yeah, General Suplex. All right. And then you might be tough all over, but that wound on your stomach, that wound on your stomach's bleeding pretty bad. Franken Sword, you're done for. Victory, V for Victory Flash. What kind of move? Franky is a swordsman now? Yo, how many Straw Hats are swordsmen? We got Zoro, we got Brook, and now Franky. You got sword techniques? Come on. And then Sasaki's like, ah, damn it. And they're, yeah, come on. I'm not actually that good at sword fighting. Of course you're not, Franky. You're not a swordsman. And Sasaki just broke Franky's sword. And my Franken sword snapped. In that case, time for my ultimate last resort. Running away, you have no shame. And then said, uh-oh, he really pushed me a long way away. The performance floor is just ahead. Can't let him get in there. And then Sasaki does the bullet Triceratops again. And then all set. Gown Cannon portable version. General Cannon. Yo, he looks like he just knocked. Yo, how far or how hard did he just hit Sasaki? And Sasaki is coughing up blood. The eyes are white, and then Franky's looking, and Sasaki, his eyes are dilated again. And and then Sasaki's like, cough. Show a bit more respect to the very symbol of fear, the Topi Ropo of the Animal Kingdom pirates. If I have to take both of us out, so be it. Magnum Ceratops. And then Franky is falling down on the ground, and he's like locked and loaded. Franky Radical Beam. And yo, so he just hit him like point blank range after Sasaki pretty much hit Franky. Franky still did a Franky Radical Beam to Sasaki's stomach that was already bleeding. And Sasaki's pupils are white again. He's coughing up blood. And Franky is out of the Iron General. And Sasaki's like has smoke on him. Is this fight over? Um, I think this fight might be over. So Rooftop Skull Dome. I recognize your value as a soldier, Yamato. Ro. So we got Yamato and Kaido again. Is that what a father's supposed to say? I worked hard to acquire that devil fruit. I never intended for you to eat it. And then Yamato says, I was hungry. I didn't know that would happen either. I wanted to sail out to sea, but I couldn't swim anymore. I tried to kill you more times than I can count, and more times than I can count. You beat me down, but it made me stronger. Those cuffs weren't the only thing keeping me here on this island. And what? Okay, Yamato is in hybrid form too, but I'm not quite sure what Yamato is. If I don't fight for the sake of this country, then I can't call myself Odin. And that is the end of chapter 1019. What is Yamato? Is she a fox? She has like, I'm guessing that Yamato is a fox. That nose though, that mouth. Like a mongoose or like a bear or something. I'm gonna go with fox. All right. Next chapter. Robin versus Black Maria. No, well, yes, I do want to see this, but I kind of want to know what Yamato's devil fruit is. So chapter 1020, Robin versus Black Maria, and then we got Denjiro, and he looks like he's eating shrimp tempura. And then he's sleeping and eating his hair in the next picture. Like, so he's eating his hair, but he's dreaming about eating shrimp tempura. And then reader request, Denjiro dreaming of eating a giant shrimp tempura as he chews on his own pompadour. Okay. Kind of funny. Let's get into the chapter though. So, yes, we're back at the fight. Skull Dome, Roof, Onigashima, the Dog Fruit, Mythical Type, Model, Akuchi no Makami, a rare mythical wolf. Okay, so Yamato's a wolf, not a fox. Okay, it's not the same thing. Huff huff. Orochi had a skill for exploitation. This country is a weapons factory. You will rule over it and keep it running. And then, oh no, I skipped a panel. Okay. Model Okochi no Makami, a rare mythical wolf. It is a guardian spirit of Wano, which makes losing it to someone claiming to be Odin especially painful. And that is why I tell you to uphold that role and protect Wano for me. Be its guardian deity. It's not the same thing, Yamato says. And then Kaido says, Orochi had a skill for exploitation. This country is a weapons factory. You will rule over it and keep it running. And then Yamato's like, no, I will free them and I will liberate this country and its samurai and release them unto the world. Namuji Glacier Fang. What is that? Did she just... So she's a snow wolf? Like she has ice powers, I'm guessing. What is this? What is this black? I guess this is ice. This is cold. Okay, then we see a flashback and it says open Wano's borders, and then Kaido does a blast breath of his own. I'm guessing his is fire. And you will not, Kaido says. And then their blast breaths are swirling into each other. Kind of like some Ace and Blackbeard kind of stuff. And then Kaido's like, you will never. And then Yamato is like huffing, but she's growling too. She's like, grr. And yo, Kaido is not huffing. He's not sweating it. So I'm guessing that he is not really bothered by this fight. Like, and maybe he doesn't want to really hurt Yamato or go all in because that's his child. I don't know. But Yamato is like struggling a little bit. But the fact that she's battling Kaido, or he's battling Kaido one-on-one, is still kind of crazy. Banquet Hall, 3rd floor. Robin, please snap out of it. Robin, Brooke says. And then, oh, Robin, don't listen to that voice. Robin, listen to ours. And then, what? So Robin's looking and she's like, Mother, come here, Robin. And then Professor Clover, it's been so long, my dear. Yo, somebody has like some clone power. And then Robin's like, Sal, I've been dying to see you again, Robin. What is going on? And then we get the laugh. There, she. And then, but why are you there? And then Robin's like, I missed you so much. And then Robin's mom's like, so have I. And then Professor Clover's like, and I too. And then, yes, I know it's such a shame. And then Robin's like, Tres mano, Brescia. And then Robin basically smacks all of them. And then so we get names for some of these people in Black Maria's pleasure quarters, and it looks like this Nure Ona is like says, why didn't the illusion mist? And then Nure Ona is a hognose snake smile fruit. And then we got numbers, Kyunyun. And then we got the last one is Tenjo Sagari, and she said work on her. White snake smile fruit. Okay. So now we got Brooke and Robin running together. You could have reassured me if it wasn't working on you, Robin, Brooke said. Such a horrible thing to do, toying with someone's most precious memories. And then trying to get away. I can't believe Lady Black Maria's illusion mist didn't work on them. And then, so Black Maria is chasing them, and she looks huge and menacing and kind of scary, to be honest. Like, even though Black Maria is fine and thick and all that stuff, you probably would never want to actually see something that looks like that. Anyways, back to the chapter. Oh dear, is that true? And then Brooke is screaming. He's like, yeah. And then, this mansion is simply terrifying. And let me find out. Robin got a little bit of running speed because Brooke is supposed to be kind of fast, and Robin's keeping up with him. And then you didn't have any problem with it either, Robin says. And then Brooke says, well, after 50 years of practice wishing every day that the death of your friends was only a dream, one does get used to being hurt by illusion. And then Robin's like, I suppose we have a lot in common. And then Brooke says, yo, ho, ho, ho. All those trials were for this very day. And then we got, this is Black Maria, I'm guessing, doing this attack. And Wanyudo sleeve swing. And then Brooke's like, yeah, it's that strange weapon again. And that thing does look weird. And it's like, wahahaha. And it's like a face on it. And then we got wahahaha. And she has a weapon. Is this a person or is it a weapon? Like that dog, like the baseball dog on Alabasta. Yeah, it says Wanyudo Pug Smile Fruit. It seems like that man-faced dog is continually keeping the fire lit with the wheel. And this is weird. This is weird. Yo, smile fruits are weird. And there's like a pug inside of a wheel, almost like a hamster, but the face is out of the wheel and it's like on fire. It's weird. And then it looks like Black Maria then put some webs on the ceiling, and Black Maria says, what was that? You won't be tricked by illusions. And then Brooke is screaming. He's like, aye. And then Black Maria is upside down, and in this she is looking really nice. Not gonna lie. That almost like a Erza Scarlet kind of like breastband or tape around her. And how can you say that when you're clearly dreaming? And then wahahaha, dreaming about beating Master Kaido, and she's hanging upside down. She's swinging this weird pug smile fruit, and so Nami and Robin and Brooke have to jump because the thing is like on fire as well. And Robin does like a spider net to kind of hold on to the ceiling. Brooke says thanks for the quick save, and then the weird weapon says wahahaha. The floor is a sea of fire, Brooke says. And then Robin's like, you're gonna burn down the entire castle if you keep fighting like that. And then Black Maria says, aw, are you worried about us? Thanks. Maybe you should give up and let me catch you, Nico Robin. And then Brooke says, Robin, would you mind dangling me under your arm like this a bit longer? And then I guess Brooke is saying, assuming that weapon is indeed a living creature, I can. And then Brooke goes into his soul form. Robin is like alert. She's looking. She's like, what is Brooke trying to do? And then Brooke says, cold soul. That's freezing. And then, is Brooke a counter to the smile fruit? So he just froze that weird pug dog. And we got Gya, and then Black Maria's like, Wanyudo. And then this pug dog is, I guess, plop. It's like falls out the wheel and he's frozen. And then now Black Maria swings at Robin and Brooke, and she's like, give up and face your end. Don't you get it, Nico Robin? It's obvious to anyone with a brain that you've been sold out by your friends. And then Robin is moving away, and then Blackleg knew I was hunting for you, and he helped you lure you right into my trap. And then Brook starts up, he grabs his weapon, the umbrella cane or the cane, and he's like, soul parade, ice burn. And I guess he takes out all the flame that was underneath Robin as she was about to fall. And Brook, and then now Robin's like, no, Black Maria is talking to Robin, and Black Maria says, you're just the baggage of your crew, the target of figures bigger and more powerful than you. That's why he was so eager to guide you to me. And then we get the flashback of Sanji saying, help me, Robin. And then Robin is smiling and she's saying, and then now Black Maria's like, now Blackleg is the laughing stock of all of Onigashima. And he's supposed to have the number 2 bounty. That tells you a lot about the level of your little crew. And then you see Brook and he's like, yo, ho, 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 ho. Oh, that Sanji? I nearly split a seam laughing. Robin, do you quite mind if I leave her to you? And then Robin says, thank you. I was hoping you'd ask. And then Brook turns around. He's like, I will take it upon myself to deal with this procession of ghoulies. And I do hate ghoulies. And then Black Maria's like, did I hurt your feelings? No. Robin says, he is a very kind man. And Black Maria's like puzzled. And then Robin says, you don't need to know what it means that Sanji relied upon me for help. He is truly worthy of being the wings of the king of pirates. And then Gigante Fleur. Okay, Robin, best girl. Looking kinda nice. Behind Black Maria, and she looks like she did her own kind of like spider form. I don't know what's going on, but she looks like she basically evened the odds in this fight. Like they're both the same size now. And then we got Tokage Port Wano, and then I need more meat. You've already eaten every bit of food on the sub, and we're not gonna find any meat lying around here. And then you found him in the water? What kind of miracle was that? And so Shinobu and Momonosuke are with Luffy now, and I don't know, we just heard a voice. What incredible luck you have, Luffy. I'm amazed you're still alive, Momonosuke says. And then Luffy's like, you fell down too, huh? And then we escaped from Kaido on Shinobu's kite, Momonosuke says. And then Momonosuke's crying. He's like, but Luffy, during the escape, I could only watch as Kinemon and Kiku. And Luffy says, hold it in until later. You're still the leader here. Don't start crying before we're done. And then none of this is finished until I smash Kaido. And then Shinobu's like, you don't have to be so harsh to him, Luffy Taro. And then I'm not losing the next round. And then, huh? Is that Straw Hat? What happened to the big battle? Yo, why is what is his name? The dude with the mud fruit. Why is he there? Okay, the meat. We know we'll go looking if you guys don't meet. We know we'll go looking if you guys don't win. I'll never be able to leave this island. Get it together. So he wants Luffy and them to win so he can get off the island. And Momo, take me back up there. Huh? Turn into a dragon and fly me up. And then I think that's the end of the chapter. Yeah. All right. So yeah. It looks like Franky. So finished both the chapters. Chapter 1019, it looks like Franky beat Sasaki, so that fight is over. The Robin fight was kind of weird. Yamato or Odin, Yamato, I'm gonna go with, is a mythical snow wolf. So that's kind of cool. Like that devil fruit. And Luffy is back with Momo and Shinobu and Lost Crew. He's awake and he is going to use Momo to fly back up to Onigashima. And that's pretty much it. Good chapters. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Even if you didn't, just please rate the video, comment, subscribe. Next chapter hits August 9th, which is next week. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read One Piece next week. So as long as it doesn't go on a break that week after, we should be good. I'll read 2 chapters again. But anyway, peace. Hopefully see y'all in 2 weeks.